Hey guys, it's Ndoplex and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today I've got an absolutely brilliant game for you today in the EBR 105, this tier 10 wheeled French light tank. And as you'll probably have seen by the title of this video, it is going to be picking your battles. Now, we're set up here on mines in a very nice matchup here with a couple tier 10s, mostly tier 9 tanks. And most light tanks, like I quite often do, will rush the hill. However, in most light tanks, like your T100LT, Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, even the Chinese WZ, that's quite a good idea. In your EBR 105s, although you're quick enough to get there in time, you're going to be so easily outgunned by the enemy light tank, they're going to force you off your hill, and quite often you'll lose your life for it. So I decide, I'm not going to go to the hill. I know that they're almost certainly going to have one of their light tanks going up the hill, and he makes an absolute meal of it. We track him there and get 1,000 assistance damage, and he dies. But if we're having to fight him up on the hill, he is going to beat us every time. This tank does not have the best EPM. And so I think, okay, he's died. The hill is safe now, and I can go up on the hill. You don't have to rush up straight away at the start of the game and potentially throw your life away in a 50-50. You can hang back a bit and, you know, wait to see what goes up on the hill, what light tanks are going up there. And if you know that you're not the best DPS dealer or anything like that, and you're going to get yourself in a bit of a sticky position going up the hill, just hang back a little bit. Just get a shot on the way up. You're always going to be quick enough to be able to secure at least one shot on the enemies going up there. And just drop back, reassess the situation, and decide what you want to do next. Now, what I want to do is shut down this Charfiture. You can see he's a very good player, 2 marks of excellence. Lost a lot of his health early, and we managed to put him down there. And we're on the hill now quite comfortably, and just now picking away at these enemy tanks. That's our second kill of the game now. Only up to 300 damage, but with 1,000 assistance damage. And one of the most important things in World of Tanks is to be mindful of... Oh, bit of bad driving there for me. Be mindful of your map. Keep an eye on what's going on. Unfortunately, we didn't pen the shot there. But keep an eye on your map. If you look at my map now, I'm on the hill, but we have no friendly tanks down the base of the hill. I'm pinging the area thinking, oh god, we haven't got anyone there. So all that's going to happen to me now, if I stay up the hill the whole time, the enemy team is going to come up here and going to be able to absolutely trash me because we haven't got any support. Luckily, the AMX-50B does come round and place himself over at this sort of E5 area around here on the map. But if you haven't got friendly tanks doing that for you, the enemy's heavies or mediums are going to be able to come up the hill uncontested, and you're going to be in a serious world of hurt. So I decide this is time. I think I need to get out of here. So we're going to just zoom down the hill. Hopefully don't take any damage. We put a shot into the Super Conqueror on the way out. He only hits our wheel with the Troll EBR armor. And so there you go. We've done 1,000 damage up on the hill, 1,500 spotting. Not exactly what I was expecting. Not as nice as I wanted it to go. But we're up and down safely. And, you know, over 2,000 damage combined in this game so far. So now it's all about reading the map and trying to figure out where you want to go to get damage but also be safe. I see that AE phase 1 is looking at me and think it's not worth trying to contend anything up there. We've got 2 mediums pushing down the other side of the hill. Look like they're doing an okay job, but they're getting killed by a lot of the TDs at the back of the map. Specifically that STB1 and the Cobra, and now because the enemy control the hill, like the Struv 103B and the Super Conqueror, who has just been shut down by a FV405, because they're controlling the hill, it's now really unsafe to sort of go anywhere on that left-hand flank where the Leopard is. The Struv comes around the corner, I try and put a shot into him, and there's no way I can fight him. My gun can't pen him if he aims directly at me unless I manage to snipe his cupola, but I've got to try and help this Leopard 1 out somehow. Unfortunately, he falls very quickly, and this game has gone from looking like it might be alright to a real dire situation. We are down on hit points, but also down by 3 tanks. I think I might be able to put a little surprise shot into the Struv, tracking him there. I ping him to hope our FE405 has a shot on him, but unfortunately he doesn't. And we're just going to have to play the game of cat and mouse. They have the hill, so anywhere around this area on the map is a very dangerous location for me. I wasn't actually sure that Kunzerpanzer was aiming at me there, hence why I stopped to take the shot. Unfortunately, he was, but we managed to put 1 for 1 into each other there, so not the worst trade in history. Our AMX manages to pick up a kill on the Centurion, and I see now that this entire right-hand flank and the hill is lost. However, on the other side of the map, we've got a Charfature and an AMX 13105 pushing up. And I think I need to support these guys on the other side of the map. In your wheeled French light tanks, or light tanks in general, you're so fast. You can reposition around, especially a very small map like mine's here. You can reposition around so quickly. I really wanted to shut that STB-1 down there, but unfortunately, he managed to put another shell into us. The G-Saw misses. We fall another tank now, over 2,000 health behind, and I'm thinking I really need to hit this G-Saw. Yes, we managed to shut the G-Saw down, saving our AMX 13105, who was reloading. And just trying to play this game very smart. Looking where all the enemies now have been spotted, so we have a rough idea where they are. And just trying to get into locations where we can assist our team. The Struv is going to the back of the map. We've got a T-95 at the bushes in the back. I managed to put a shot into the side of the Struv. But then I see the Kunterpanzer coming down behind us. A little bit of tunnel vision. He's out in the open now, going for our AMX 105. I need to help this guy. If he falls, we're going to really lose tanks very quickly. So I'm going to do what the wheeled tanks do best and try and circle around this guy. Unfortunately, the STB-1 once again puts another shot into us, ammo-racking us and destroying our wheels. I decided I need my ammo rack back up to be able to finish that Kunterpanzer, but luckily our Char manages to kill him. And this EBR 105 is now getting hunted. The EBR 105 is now hunting our AMX 105. I say that I'll help him here and load some HE shells. There we go, we put 1 in for 450 damage. The MX-105 gets rammed, and I'm just trying to keep this guy alive. We're going to play chicken with this EBR-105. God, very confusing names there. And yes, thank God, we kept our AMX alive, and he manages to shut down the EBR-105. I say thank you, and he says yes, sir. And we are now up to over 5,000 combined damage in this game with 3 kills. And it's not just been 3 kills of, sometimes you get, oh, let's just farm the enemy. They sit out in the open and you're able to farm them really easily. No, this has been a game where we've had to work tooth and nail for every single kill we've got, play very smart, and just try and duck and weave and be that annoying light tank that you can be. And sometimes it's not as easy as just sit in a bush, do spotting, go up on the hill and control the hill. Sometimes you've really got to play around with your situation and hopefully help your teammates as best you can. I have no doubt in my mind, if I had have rushed up onto the hill this game, okay, the T100 LT still might have died, although I think my tracking shot did lead to his destruction quite nicely. The T100 LT might have died, but I would have been on the hill, and what for, really? The enemy, our team wasn't happy to sit on the E5 location and sort of duke it out with the heavies. The heavies would have come straight up on the hill and murdered me, with me only getting a couple kills. And look at that, AMX 105 manages to sit on the Cobra and kill him there. And what just a great result here in the EBR 105. A game where it looked so bad so early on, and you're in a light tank, so you really can't be trading with people. You really just have to play the little sneaky assassin, picking your moments when to attack the enemy team and when to run away, and just reading the map and figuring out where you should be quote-unquote safe on what side of the map at what point. And yeah, we managed to secure this really nice victory in the EBR, which otherwise would have been a pretty quick defeat for our team, picking up nearly 6,000 combined damage in this game. And here we go. This was a first class in the EBR. Like I said, not the best game I've ever had in this tank, but a really fun game and a very different game to the games you normally have in the EBR 105. Normally, you're whizzing around the map at 100 miles an hour, peeking up ridges, getting spots, being the active scout. But here we really had to be the assassin, just putting the occasional shot in to any enemy we could, and not just sitting in the same spot all the time. Even if you're unspotted in a light tank and you keep popping up in the same spot, people are going to think, okay, he's sitting there, and they're going to be waiting, they're going to be aiming for you. and you're going to have a hard time out of it. So you can see we got a Confederate badge here for damaging. How many tanks do we damage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the enemy team's tanks. However, spotted another couple of them. So we basically had an impact spotting or damaging almost every other tank in this game. Unfortunately, lost a bit of money because I was firing heat rounds at the end to make sure we were penning that AE phase 1. But top on our team here by experience and damage and kills. So a really great result in the EBR 105 on mines, which for me in the EBR 105 is a notoriously difficult map to be able to play. It's just a case of if you can't win the hill, what do you really do? There's not a lot of room to move around and damage the enemies. So it can be very tricky to use your view range on a map like this. So yeah, I just wanted to showcase this one, guys, because it's not always about just doing your crazy spotting games in your light tanks or being a mega damage dealing light tank up on the hill like a Sheridan or something, which you can sit on top of the hill and farm people the whole game. No, in the EBR 105, you really have to pick your battles and figure out where and when the enemy are going to move and try and intercept them and just be that little nuisance, just a mosquito buzzing around the tanks, dealing a damaging shot or two every now and again. So anyway, I really do hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.